All right, may I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? First of all, thank you very much for being here this afternoon. It's a very exciting moment for the Brownsville Convention and Visitors Bureau, but really for the city of Brownsville. We're happy that the mayor, Tony Martinez, was able to get away from a prior commitment to come and help us today. But prior to introducing the mayor, I'd like to be able to introduce also Commissioner John Villarreal, who's also a BCVB board member. Commissioner John Villarreal's here. I'd like to also introduce the President and CEO of the Brownsville Chamber of Commerce, Angela Burton. Thank you, Angela. And right now, I would like to take this time. I'm Mariano Ayala, the President and CEO of the Brownsville Convention and Visitors Bureau. And without further ado, I will introduce the Mayor of Brownsville, Tony Martinez. Mayor, please come up here.
I haven't been called Anthony in a long time. Anyway, I want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time out, whether you're here for a beer, Joe, or Christopher James, or just here to kind of watch what we're doing. It's an exciting time for Brownsville. We're going to declare this month of February the WOW month for the city of Brownsville. You know, we have a lot of great things going on, and a lot of times we don't really take the time out to see what a beautiful city we have, and we don't take the time out to kind of look at it and say, gosh, wow, we got a beautiful resaca out here, we got beautiful buildings downtown, we got beautiful people with beautiful corazones. And so Bean came to me and said, you know, I'd like to do, you know, what would you think would be appropriate? And I said, well, you know, I've always enjoyed saying I have a wow moment. And so we want to make this a wow moment for all of you as citizens of Brownsville. And so when the people do come to visit us, make them feel the same way. All of you are ambassadors of the city. And then the second part of the equation was, you know, hey, how do we continue this? We're going to have char days and we're going to have great time. I was down in Mexico City. I met Mr. Amigo, Mr. Arraz de la Torre, and you're going to find, God willing, that if you get a chance to visit with him or meet him, great guy. Just a real humble guy, really enjoys his life, is having a good time bringing up his family. Got a couple of young kids, and I think the part that I got to see the most of all was he's got a cast that all came to be with him, and he said, these are my compañeros. So his people that he works with, they're all part of a family, which is what we like to kind of convey to everybody here, is that we're a Brownsville family. So we have char days that we're going to kick off and in February, but then we have the air show, we have the Latin festival. And so from here on out, guys, and Danny came by to the office a little while ago, I guess it was last week, and said, you know, Mayor, we want to make this a fiesta forever. And so we want to, again, Chamber of Commerce, Bureau of Convention of Tourism, everywhere you go, this is Brownsville that we are very proud of. And we want you to sell Brownsville to everybody because we love Brownsville. And Joe, thank you for letting us use your place here today. Cobbleheads was really kind to have us and to host us. So without saying anything else, I'm going to wish you guys a wonderful char days and looking forward to doing a lot of good festive things and enjoy, Tiny, even enjoy the run. Okay, thank you very much.
That's how important it is to the mayor that he left another board meeting that he was at, and we really appreciate it, Mayor. Some of my board members present, we have Vice Chairman Joe Kenny. Thank you, Mr. Kenny. We have Mr. Rusty Bichot. Rusty, thank you, sir. We have a hotel here that's now a board member, Mr. Marty Hunter from the Holiday Inn. And if you see, we have a couple of beautiful characters here to my left. And what we want to do, kicking off this new Always a Fiesta, we are going to have a contest till the end of the month, before char days, to see what we're going to name them. That's what we're going to do. So please go to our webpage. If you have an idea of a name, we need to come up with a name of these two beautiful characters, and we're gonna roll it out during Char Day. So pass the word along. And we have cards that say www.brownsville.org, our 1-800 number. If you need to know anything about happenings in Brownsville, go to our webpage. And I'm going to let our chairman of the board, Mr. Danny Loft, talk about the rest of the poster and how this beautiful ad came about. Our chairman, Danny Loft, could you please come up, please?
I think we have Becky Brownsville in the crowd here. She's a board member. Oh, Becky. Anybody else? Anybody else? Any other board members? Okay. What I would like to do, we were part of the marketing committee. I think Hector Hernandez is not here. He was going to come, but I know a year and a half ago we started this marketing campaign, but we didn't know what we were getting into, and we invited Chamber of Commerce, we invited Continental Airlines, and we had 35 people thanks to Holiday Inn. And we all sat down there and we pointed at each one of them and said, what are your needs? What would you like the Convention and Tourism Bureau to do? So, thanks to Hector Hernandez, because we were on the marketing committee. And before I forget, I'm going to make sure that Joe Kinney gets recognized. He almost had it. We were trying to get always a fiesta, but he had a fiesta every day. And with the help of Donnie Breeden and Bean and all of us in marketing, we changed it. But Joe still gets credit for always a fiesta coming up with that little slogan. So what we did after a year and a half of asking these people, what are your needs, we sort of dissected it and found that 90% of the things that they were telling us was about what we need to do here in Brownsville. Now you realize the Convention Tourism Bureau is usually out there in Dallas, there in Orlando, there in Las Vegas, meeting with meeting planners, sitting here in a exhibit just like this. You can see Bean Ayala standing here talking to people. This is what they do, but we never see it. Okay? What are you seeing in Brownsville? The 90% that even the BEDC, it sounds like, saw the need that we needed to teach the public. We needed more enthusiasm here in Brownsville. We needed for the waitress at Red Lobster or Cobbleheads to know if a tourist said something, hey, what's here to do in Brownsville? What they need to know the answer. So one of the ladies, Claudia from the Resaca de Las Palmas, she stood up in that original meeting. She says, the snowbirds and even these birders, they're all, they're not that old these days. They've got money. They want to do things. And I said, what do they want to do? And she said the word, they want to have fun. I said, what's your definition of fun? She didn't have the answer. Okay? But nobody does in Brownsville, so that's what we're trying to do. With posters like this, we'll have these posters are in the hotels with the desk clerks. We'll be able to say, at least point here, we'll be educating the desk clerks. The desk clerks will be emailed, all kinds of stuff, emailed events. They'll be very current on what to tell the people to do. So that's, and number two is when we were at the Holiday Inn, thanks again Holiday Inn, it was funny on the second or third meeting, I was hanging up these banderas, and I was just hanging them up there to see what the reaction would be, because we were thinking about using these. And what did the waiter say? Is there a party? The actual waiter came up to me and says, is there a party? Because we hung them up. And I said, there's always a fiesta. Well, this isn't just for Char Days, by the way. You notice here, have you ever seen these banderas that are blue, white, red, green, white? You've never seen these because they're customized. And if you want to buy some, you can go to Lucha, a signed solution behind the pavilion, number one. Or number two, you become a CDB member. You get a couple of them for free. But as the Holiday Inn and La Copa and the airport, they're leaving these up year around because it's always a fiesta. These do not come down for Char Days. It's nice to have them up for Char Days, but you tell me, did Mardi Gras put those beads in the box after Mardi Gras? No. That's why you go to Mardi Gras in September, to New Orleans in September, and it's still Mardi Gras. By the way, if you want to compare Brownsville to McAllen, it's wrong. You compare to New Orleans. New Orleans, why? A port, they have a port, we have a port. River, architecture, downtown, all the fine music that we're going to have downtown, and we have a lot of people right here. What else do we have in comparison? The great food, seafood. We have, our tourists come here, they say we have authentic Mexican food, and we have the freshest seafood, and you have to admit we do. And then we don't realize it as locals. And the music. All right, so I have one other thing, and I have to tell this story because I just told the mayor I was sitting here Saturday or Friday, verified Chris, or wherever they are. I was showing them the banderas over there at the door, and I was explaining the red, white, and blue, red, white, and green. I said, we look to our south, to our neighbors. We also look to our north as our neighbors, and this is the crossing over the river. And he said, oh, that's really cool. An hour later, believe it or not, we had tourists that came in from the airport, sat at this bar, and asked Chris about the banderas because they just seen them at the airport. They were asking about the banderas. What do those flags mean? Can you imagine if you stand at the Holiday Inn and he went over there and saw them? That's what you call always a fiesta. Anyway, so it's working. So thanks, gotta say thanks to Bean, the marketing committee got this thing together. Thanks to Donnie Brady for pulling all this together. Thanks to Pat, thanks to Felix, thanks to Miguel called us, if you haven't met him. And so like Donnie Brady says, he says, you are what you want to be. You want to be a festive town, and you want to be showing everybody that we all hug each other. We are friendly people. I read it in the newspaper. You are what you want to be, so it's always a fiesta. So thank you, Brownsville. Thank you, Bean. Thank you.
What we're going to do, the Brownsville Convention Visitors Bureau is known as the Brownsville Information Center. So what we did, Miguel called us, and Felix and Pat put all this information together along with the marketing committee. We want everyone, every business, every restaurant to have one of these posters, and that way if somebody says, what is there to do in Brownsville? It's right here. We also have barcodes in case they have a phone app. And in case you're wondering, we're Facebook or social media, yes we are. We actually have a phone app available. So now everybody can know what's happening in Brownsville in an instant. So we will be handing these out. You probably already have one. But if you want to come by the Bureau, call us. We'll drop them off at your business. Pass the word along. We also have the little business card. We don't put our names because it's not about our names. It's about where to get the information. So tell everybody, pass the word if you want to know anything that's happening. And we have all kinds of links. We have links to the Chamber, to BEDC, to BISD, to the port. We have as many entities as possible because we're promoting the whole city of Brownsville. That's what your Convention and Visitors Bureau is all about. Yes, it's about heads and beds. We know that's our #1 goal is to put people into hotels. But we're also about feet in the streets. We need people to be walking all over Brownsville. We need fans in the stands. We need people to come down and watch our football games, our baseball games. That's why the sports park is very important to us. And what that means is feet in the streets and fans in the stands means there's people in restaurants, people going to our shopping malls or our stores. So that's what your tourist bureau is about, is bringing people into Brownsville. The Chamber's the same thing. They want people to come into Brownsville so that way we all benefit. So we want everybody to come together, become like a team of one. So that way when somebody comes to Brownsville, no matter where they turn, they're treated with great respect, friendly and what have you. They're going to have a great time, a great shopping experience, a great restaurant experience. They're going to go to our attractions, and when they go back home, they're going to go, wow, what a city. You need to go down there with your family. Those people are exciting. They're friendly. There's so much to do. That's why we call it, wow, Brownsville, always a fiesta. Thank you very much for being here, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the year. It's not about a party. It's a festive mood. We're always a fiesta because we're always in a great frame of mind. So thank you and welcome. Wow, Brownsville, always a fiesta. Thank you. And don't forget, we need names for our characters, okay? Please go to our webpage.
I already have one.
Tiny. All right. No, he's pretty tall. So let's give our characters a big round of applause for the volunteers. Thank you. And no, I was not the model for the guy. The cheeks.